It's kind of laughable how bad this app is. It's laughable. That us.
It has to show the ad too.
Like, look at how dog shit this fucking thing is. Does that work now? And it starts blocking it. Like, that is just so cringe, bro. You can't make that shit. Bro, it has to load the ads in? Like, fuck you!
Holy shit, wait, someone's a genius.
No, wait.
Tell them to put the game on the left side, so the ad is just on the left side of your screen. So it's not in the middle, the game's on the left. That's actually smart.
Okay, I'll get questions and I'll just, like, line them up pretty much. This is some real dynamic content, to be honest. Alright, chat, listen. Chat, I'm gonna answer literally everything, unless it's like a major problem. I don't want to be open to everything. I've always been transparent about everything. There's no, I don't really give a fuck. Yo, VIPs, get the questions you think are good in chat and spam them, because it's kind of hard to get good ones. Like, some of this shit is really bad. Things that are like good questions, not like some fucking bullshit. It was great. I look back, it's fun. I will take some time to I'm not getting a permit. I don't give a fuck. I'll answer whatever. Like the amount of things you think I can answer are like very slim. I don't think it'd be a problem. You think the world is better off today when you're younger? That's not me personal though. I think it's much more like an opinion on the. I think it's more of an opinion. Guys, all I do is have guys. I told them to spam. I told them to spam good questions. Me and my watch is lost. I think it flew out of my fucking bag when I got drunk. I think. This is nice. I don't mind that. This is good. I'll keep it for a second. I think this is a pretty good version, to be honest. I'm gonna get a bunch. I'll keep it in the back pocket. See if it's good or not. We'll just the vision question only. There's the vision question only. I don't think I said that.
There is a dog on the fucking ridden lawn mover cutting the fucking grass.
Nails!
Autobots roll out.
Autobots roll
That's
out.
not bad. That's decent.
Do you think you have peaked in life, or do you think the best is yet to come?
I will for the most part, yeah, for sure. I mean, or I'll be forced into it. I think that's the reality. That's kind of how it's been. So that's just I think everybody remembers the saga way back when, right? When I said what I had to say to move on, and then it took me about I think 12 seconds at the end of my stream, and then next day there was like a broadcast of about 4 hours to go through, which is a little bit ironic, but I think that's just kind of the way that the world runs these days. I guess truth isn't really the same as like appearance of truth, which sucks, but it is what it is. Appearance of truth always wins somehow. This guy is like leaking his entire. This guy
Any
literally
word
just
on the X podcast or interview
self-doxed.
situation?
I don't even. Like, I don't even know. This guy's kind of annoying. He just some good questions. I'll keep that in this. I'll keep that in the back pocket. Oh, this isn't bad either. I'll keep that. This is people actually wondering.
At xQc, if your knees were fixed and you had all your skill back,
If you get it off your chest
would
when
you
you can.
quit streaming to go pro snowboarding?
Oh fuck no. That sounds like disastrous.
Salut je suis présentement à l'hôpital Saint-Justin à Montréal tu connais peut-être je suis super stress j'ai une opération au cœur de manette un stream mais d'oublier que je suis ICI.
This isn't that bad. What the fuck is that? Oh hell no, that's so simple, no. Pinned message? That's not too bad. I don't mind that either. Okay, chat. I'll start with the simple stuff and then we get into the heavier stuff. How about that?
Yo xQcl. 27 months
This
in
isn't
the
bad.
jungle, but I've never been welcomed. Now that's a truthful statement. Can I get a welcome to the jungle? xQcl.
I don't mind that either. This is fine. I think it's more personal, but I don't mind that. I think some people like deserve to know some of the shit like that. No, I'll probably not answer that because it's kind of obvious. I'll tell you. Oh, that was good. That was good. It's my parodies. I like that. Okay, Jesse, can you help me out?
Yo chat, are you prepared for tomorrow? Tomorrow. Where?
Okay. Okay, chat. Also, the simple stuff. Also, I don't know why music just stopped on its own. This song can suck it though. This song can suck it. Okay, let me get like some like boring ass fucking lofi music or something.
57 months
I'll put them like
away.
Apex
I am
Twin, I
about
think.
to graduate college and I started watching you in high school aware.
Okay. Alright, ready? Oh, it's gonna be a little too dark for chat, I think. Okay. Ben making analysis as a joke? No. Yeah, but better stuff with no. Yeah, but do you want to tell me of it? You know what? That's not that bad. I just, you know, chat, I'm actually stuck with that, and I think that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. I think people have been like joking about retirement. I think that's like an actual good question.
I've been pondering this question for a while.
Oh, also
thinking
most
of the best
influential.
way to say it. It's been bugging me for a bit, and I've lost sleep. It would really mean a lot if I could get an answer from you. Here it is. Do your balls shrink when you're in the shower?
Oh, so annoying. Okay. Alright, chat, leave music on chat. Chat, this is gonna be a very relaxing stream part, so I'm just gonna chill out and just start chat. Okay. This guy said, do you think you'll just quit streaming when you're tired of it, or just move your streams in the direction of Solo Summit? I think what he means by that is that Solo and Summit are just kind of going through like the old school route of streaming, which is I think the best part of streaming, which is just playing games without much of a thought behind it, just because that's what like. I think the reason why the question is interesting is that streaming as a whole didn't start the way you used to streaming as it is right now. Okay, I used to watch Justin TV / Owned TV and all the iterations after that. And basically, the way it is that streaming used to be much more about like the like impromptu gaming / I want to play games type of content. It was already focused on just games. And over the years, it expanded way beyond its old limits. Now it's been like IRL, like bathtub shit, like ASMR, a bunch of categories have been added. Back in the days, people didn't know that. People weren't even allowed to not play a game on Twitch. You weren't on Justin TV. Like you had to always be in a gaming section playing a game. People found ways to like sort of circumvent that. After that, they kind of just caved in, and they made it so people can do other stuff than just play games. So when people say, Soda over the years has like tried really hard to make like good content, whatever, and expand past the limits of just playing games. But I think after a while, they kind of got tired of playing games because when games get stale, you feel like you're powerless. Because as a streamer, like if you all usually like playing games, the games are stale. What do? You know, there's not much to do. So then they moved to more like chilling out and just doing like whatever, and then they start doing like PO box openings and more like IRL stuff. And then right now, they're kind of going back to the roots of just playing games. And I think people think that Summit and sort of like retiring, when it comes down to just playing games and just chilling out, people don't really understand that that's not the thought. That's not the thought that goes behind it. I think it's very negative to say, "Oh, dude, like that's just retiring." But then for them, it's just going back to their roots, which is kind of the opposite of retiring, if that makes sense. Because now it's more about passion and less about business. And that's kind of what you want when it comes down to content that's more genuine / organic / like just then the true nature of content is passion. And now you're getting the real part of them because they want to do that. They don't do anything else but doing that, so they do that, you know? But for me, that definitely, I've always really liked running games. See, like when me and Jesse play, when me and Jesse we play Rocket League, it makes me want to do that. Just play a game. Like that's what I want to do most of the time, you know. And a lot of times like there isn't much to do, and it's like whatever. It's kind of hard to find direction. I just kind of wing it as much as I like it, you know. But to me, retirement is really just not. Retirement is mental. It's not like it doesn't really display in content itself. It's more like retiring for me is more like I don't feel like doing it anymore. That's it, flat out. And what I do when I don't want to do it anymore is simple concept. I don't do it. That's it. So I'm giving you an answer that is literally at face value. It's the simplest answer you're gonna get, but it's gonna be the best one that I can give you because it's the most. If I don't want to do something, I don't do it. It's not even a flex or some dumb shit I'm telling you. Like I don't think you understand it. I've been set for like life, for years. Like I could have quit and if I ever have like children or whatever, or like way down the line, like multiple families past it, whatever, like it doesn't matter. Like I've always been like set, like maxed out. So it's like, if I did it for the money, I mean, I would have just quit. I do it because I want to do it, right? And the minute that I don't want to do it anymore, I won't do it. So the way that retirement will look like is retirement. Literally, retirement will look like retirement, just like the way you would see in the real world. Because there's no other strings that are going to be above me that'll make me make decisions, rather than just flat out retiring. That's the way it goes. It's as simple as I can make it. And there are times where, like, I understand it. This is what I call a luxury. Not every streamer can afford that or whatever. And I'm blessed that I can have that, because that means that the content can always remain genuine and isn't stuck in. That makes sense? So that's how it is. Okay, next. I'll answer this if this was true. The reality is that when you're like a big streamer, you're not famous. Like, I get the best of all worlds. Yeah, I get recognized a lot in the street, but at the same time, it never bothers me because everybody's fucking chill as fuck. Being a big streamer is like, it's like being an inside joke, right? The people that know, and nobody else knows, right? So when I meet them in real life, they're people that know a lot. Like, they're people that like know who I am pretty much. They're not just, it's not like you're meeting Tom Cruise and know nothing about them. People that know me know a lot about me, because that's just kind of how it is, right? So when they see me, interactions are like very, very simple. They're very like, it's like I met like a friend or something like that. Everybody's chill as fuck. And it's never a problem. Yeah, that's about it. This is all good. Oh shit. What is it to do when you die? The fuck? I didn't read that. I didn't read it like that. Jesus. This is when will you die? I don't know. Oh, this is a good question. Alright, this isn't that bad. Chat, I'll go this really fast because this is kind of like as far as the other question, and I'll move on. Okay, yeah, listen. Retiring from the internet sucks. I don't think I'd ever do that, because the reality is that whether you like to admit it or not, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. I don't know much about the real world. I know much about everything. Okay. But I know a lot about my world. I know a lot about the pro player world. I know a lot about content creation, dynamics, YouTube, like business that around content creation. I know a lot about it. And there's a lot of people that know a lot about it. Because there comes a point where like you're like a little bit above the line and things kind of change. The way I can explain that is like you know a lot of like industry, like trade secret type shit, right? So when it comes down to that, a lot of people, what I'm trying to say is that it's gonna be hard to like retire from the internet, because I'm always gonna have an interest for this world and YouTube and Twitch, whatever, since I know the inner workings of it. So whenever I see like, I'll always want to like comment or talk about it. It's why like it sounds boring as fuck, but I always want to have at least a podcast running, even if nobody watches it. If there's like 0 fucking viewers, I don't care. Because always have like at least a good amount of knowledge, enough to like give good insight around like the things that are happening around the internet, like gaming news, fucking streaming news, whatever, like platform news. I'll always have like a take about it. So I always want to like keep talking about it, regardless. Even if I'm retired, I'll always like have an outlet, whatever it's like TikTok, YouTube, whatever the fuck. I'll find a way to like, if I have a medium that I enjoy using to talk about shit like that. A lot of things that I don't even tell you about this shit, because every time I talk about this shit, you guys say you're bored and you're moldy. Yeah, what else? That is a really good question. And this guy said starting a family, I think, something like that. I think that's like a good question as well. I'll go over it in a minute. This is a good one. This is a good one because this one has a lot of parts to it that really fucking annoy me. And I try to tell people all the time and nobody listens. This asks, do you think streaming is harder, less fun now compared to when you were a smaller streamer? Okay. I think... Okay, so it's not less fun, but it definitely is different. And sometimes it did feel like it was less fun because the change happened too rapidly and I was able to adapt past the change. So like certain metas or new viewers basically made things change and I wasn't able to catch up to the change in the community / change in interaction, and it made it less fun to interact with because I felt like I was out of touch with what I'm doing. Because I didn't want to be out of touch with what I'm doing. I'm the one doing it all day. I'm the one sitting here at the computer doing shit all day. So when things change too fast, I don't know what the fuck is happening. And it's not as fun. And one reason why I want to talk about that question specifically is that whenever you're a small streamer, there's a lot of like things that you are blessed with that you don't really know you have. Such as everything I do is always like gonna be in some article, in some fucking news bullshit, some dog shit. Every time that I say like, yo guys, like we should do this or whatever, or I want to do this, people always say use words like promotion. Dude, you promote this behavior, and all the labels that come with it are really just cringe. It's really boring to always have like, I do things because I fucking want to. Like, there's no other warning behind it I can give you. I do things because I want to do them. And there's just no other thought process behind it. But all the time, people say, yo, but dude. Oh, I thought this was a power-up. People will say, dude, why are you promoting this? Why are you promoting this behavior? And I'm like, I'm just playing a game. Like, and it just becomes really annoying. It's way less fun to interact with, and it makes things less genuine. Because instead of just doing them, you now have to think about them. Now to think, if I do this, am I just doing it, or oh, I have to make it look like now I have to think. Okay, well, this is gonna be genuine because I want to do it, but people are gonna say this now, and now I have to look like I'm actually doing this when I am actually doing this, just doing this. Does that make sense? It's just really boring. It makes the whole concept of making content just really boring. It's not fun at all. It's just not fun. It's like when I have to explain that like something is not a bounty or something is not a sponsor, or it's like, dude, I'm playing. Look at this game now. I'm playing Silver Surfers. What was it, dude? Is this spawn? It's like, I don't know. And every time I talk about a certain topic on the internet, like a bunch of shit happens, like especially with like TOS, DMCA, people's opinion. Like, oh, dude, you call this video in this video, this girl shows up and you call her ugly. Well, people went to her Instagram and sent her really bad DMs and made her sad. That's really bad, dude. Like, why would you do this and send hate towards her? Like, and it's like, I was just trying to watch a video, man. Like, and when you're a small streamer, you are shielded from that at 100%. You will never get backlash for that, ever. But as a bigger streamer, I have to always look behind me, watch my back. Like, I have to like monitor the community, monitor people's actions, take accountability, look for what people do, fucking try to moderate things and say, yo guys, sorry this happened, and it makes it a fucking like bureaucratic nightmare to do, and it's just not fun. We just want to not do it, and that's shit. Is like, it just makes it boring. It's like, yeah, but dude, it's responsibility. Dude, I can meet my responsibilities. I didn't commit my responsibilities. This is what I came here for. If I don't want responsibility, I would have been a lawyer. Um. There's some good ones in there. Hold up. I skipped all of them. That's a strength. Yeah, this is not even that bad to be honest, but I'm not gonna elaborate too much. What was this merch? Super stream. Wait, is this not the stream from the Pixel? When reach the stage of being sent for life, how do you feel when things change? That's a good question. You know what? I don't even mind answering that to be honest. Wait, is that another Pixel guy? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think that's a massive question to be honest. I think that there's a lot of components to that, but I can talk about it. Oh, I really like the song. I've been only listening to this song. I liked it a lot. This song was hard. Okay, this is okay. Now they ask, when you reach the stage of being set in life from streaming, how did you feel and how did things change? I think the question has a lot of components to it, and it has to be broken down. But I think they're all like healthy things to talk about and share. So and I want to share them. I feel like I feel like I was set for life way before I was set for life in terms of money. So when I stopped being a bitch ass about my abilities and my skills and my value, I was always thinking that my value was fluctuating and would go away. And that sucked for a time because it gives you imposter syndrome, which is very common in people that make content creation. It makes you feel like you're not worth it or you're not good enough. And that sucks. But then, after a while, when you realize that like, doesn't matter how far down you go, you go, and you always go back up, and you can always get new heights. You start building what we call intrinsic value, and intrinsic value is like a value that you know isn't tied up to a number or something that you can redo again. If things fall and crash and things happen, you can build it up again, right? And having that ability makes you feel rich even though you don't have the money. And that's how I felt when I left Overwatch League. Because I didn't have that much money. I mean, I was pretty good, but I wasn't like loaded. And after I left, I did variety and shit like that, and people still watch and enjoy the stream, and I still did content I thought was really good. And I was like, wow, today I didn't. And at that point I had already removed the viewer count. I was like, that was actually I could feel this was good content, or that I did good content, and I had to look at stats to tell me that it was good content. And after that, I felt like, well, if whether I do that on YouTube or on Twitch or on somewhere, I'll find somebody or people or a company that will find value in that, and then I'll be set. So I feel like I was already set even when I wasn't, right? And that gave me the ability to take bigger risks and to stop being so defensive of my future, because I could build it up. I could build it again if I needed to, and I have it, which gave me like a lot of security, right? But then I realized that when I have all of that, sometimes it'll make other people want it, right? And something that I realize is that the people around me aren't all safe and aren't all secure and aren't all set for life, right? And that creates sometimes discord between people, and it makes things different. Because the way that I act, the things that I do, the things that I can justify, well, I can justify it for them or whatever. Does that make sense? and then maybe some people they want that and whatever. And I always felt like it was trash because even though I felt like I was secure and I was all good, other people will want the same sort of like security or whatever, which is, I guess, enough. I just felt like at a time when I finally like was doing better in terms of money, whatever, right? I don't think you understand. Like when I say like I wouldn't spend any money like ever, I wouldn't spend ever. Like I didn't buy anybody gifts. I didn't buy myself gifts. I didn't buy T-shirts. I bought nothing because I felt like I almost felt like I was crowdfunded, and that is hard to explain, but it just didn't feel good because it felt like somebody was giving me money and I was spending it, and that never felt good for me. Well, I am, but I'll explain it in another way in a minute. Chat, I'm rambling about this question, but there's a lot of components to it. There's a lot of components, right? So I don't want to ramble. I'll keep going though. Okay. So then, what was I saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't spend any money because I felt like it wasn't mine. And you can say whatever you want about this. I'm not here to sell you on the idea. I'm not here to convince you. I'm asking the question at face value, and I'm just telling you. I didn't say it was justified. I'm saying that's how I felt. So I felt like the money was never mine. So I never spent any of it. And it was always hard to people around me because everybody around me was like, oh, you have a lot of money. We could do this, we could do that, we could do this, we could do that. And I was like, well, I don't want you. Because, and it was hard for me to explain it to them. And then I just always act the same way, whether I had money or not. And then for them, they didn't really get it. Because it's like, they see all the money coming in and it's like, does that make sense? So then, and then one day, after years, are you fucking kidding me? You bust a bitch ass. Okay. I told you this before. Hold up. I'll put some low fee or some shit. Cause this is gonna get too crazy. Okay. This part is very important. This part I'm about to say is very important. And then I was able to get a Twitch contract, which is a 1-to-1 with Twitch instead of just being a normal partner. I was like an upgraded partner or whatever, right? And then I started getting what you would call corporate money. So instead of like, instead of having the money from like all the viewers or whatever, it was more like, it was very corporate money. Now it's like money from Amazon. And at that point, when I started getting that, well, I was like, I didn't get destructive, but I got like, I got the opposite at that point. Instead of feeling guilty that I have like people's money, now I was like, bro, now I get like corporate money, and now I want to just fucking get rid of it, almost, you know, because it's a whole other ball game, right? It's really dumb. It's really weird. And the reality is that it just felt to me like even though I still didn't care about money in itself, everybody around me that isn't me cared about it. And that always created the distance between me and other people, because it's really annoying when you have something they don't care about and everybody around you cares more than you do about your own thing. It's like if you fucking buy like a Nintendo and it's like everybody really cares about it and you just want to like hang out with them, but like for them it's like, oh yeah dude, I really want to play Nintendo, and like yeah I have it, but I don't care for it that much. Like I had, and all people want to do is just play with it. That's gonna how I felt a little bit. Does that make sense or not? And that changed a little bit, which kind of sucked. That sucked. And then, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. I'm just gonna bend this guy. I'm not gonna bother with that. I don't know why I saw that. I just banned this guy. Yeah, I have real estate and houses and fucking stocks and bullshit. Yeah, I have crypto and fucking standard stocks and bullshit and high risk stocks and some absolute dog shit. I'll do about a minute. I have a bunch of other ones. I was talking about like fan stuff before. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a good question. I mean, I think I've spoken about it before. That's more of a personal question, and I think some people can learn from that, and some people that I feel since I'm old now or older, people think this is negative. People think it's like a negative thing, and it's not. I think in my core personality, there are two components that are very important to me. That sound bad, but since I've mastered them, because I've always lived like that, they're kind of good. I have one, a super addictive personality, and two, a super self-destructive personality, which mixed together can kind of like go crazy, but it's manageable. These are things that I think like make me who I am, whatever, and I don't want to like fight them too hard. Because for me, being self-destructive has never been really a problem. Because I always destroyed things that I was able to create and make again. So like, a lot of times, here's an example. I play Overwatch, okay? And back in the days, I was like always nearing like top 10, even before I was a streamer. Everybody knew me on solo queue. Nobody knew me from stream. I streamed, but nobody watched. And there is times where like, I would play like 15 hours type shit, and I'd be in the morning, it'd be like 5 in the morning, sun's up already, right? And the queues are really bad, so you're getting like really bad matchmaking because nobody plays the game at that point. And I was getting games that are like 2,000 rated under me. So like I was top 10, and I was playing games with diamond players, and they were just not playable. They were just not winnable. Okay, and then I would lose, and I would lose, and I would lose, and I would lose. And after like 15 losses in a row, instead of going to bed, I was like, you know, dude, I don't care, man. Fuck this shit. And I would keep playing, and I would keep playing. And sometimes I would lose like, I would lose like 20 plus games in a row, and I would drop down like, I would drop, because when you win games, you don't have a 100% win rate, right? You're gonna end up 60% win rate at lower ratings. So it's like, it would take me days to make back the rating that I had lost on that one night. And every time I still did it, okay? Because it felt so destructive, and it felt like I wanted like that pain or whatever. I wanted that. And it feels really good when you're self-destructive to destroy things. It feels really good. It's unhealthy, it's bad, and you shouldn't do it. But the reality is that for me, it felt really good to destroy things. Especially when I know I have the ability to build it again. And the reason why I think it's a good thing overall is that I learn a lot from losing, and I learn a lot from going down when it's time to go back up again. And knowing what to do when things are really bad, and the things that you do, you become like skilled at being down bad, right? And whenever you don't want to self-destruct, you're doing good, right? And you go down and things break in your face and it's very, very tough, right? Well, now people will get uncomfortable. Most people will get uncomfortable because they'll be like, oh, dude, things are really bad right now. I feel so lost. But when you're somebody who self-destructs a lot, being down bad is like your home. It's like you master it. So at that point, you're down bad. You're like, okay, so what? I mean, I've been here most of my life. I've been here all the time. I'm always here. So like, how is this a challenge? It's becomes very, very easy to overcome challenges and obstacles when you're used to being in that state. And when you master that, you feel invincible because it makes you feel like whatever happens, you're gonna make it regardless. So even though I do think that momentarily when I do self-destruction behavior, it's bad. I don't like it, but I know it's happening. I try not to be too defensive of it. I try to just take it for what it is, you know, because I know that like it'll pan out. And that feels really good. Okay. Gaming is fine. I think I overdo it. I think I overcomplicate. Like I think games are fine. I just kind of it's obvious that I learn a lot in my head. What I say, what I think is completely different things. Fuck, that was a question and I missed it. Yeah, this is yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. My trust in people is completely destroyed. What else? Why don't you play games you actually enjoy instead of stopping and not playing them on stream like Summer Soda you talked about? I think a lot of it becomes I don't want to like waste people's time, so I feel like it's like not good enough, or like I'm wasting people's time. Makes you feel kind of guilty. It makes me want to like do other things. It's a bad behavior, but I know it happens a lot. I'm an accountant. He's like a crackhead. I think he takes crack. I think these are both fine questions. Why is there an old man here? Why is there an old man? Oh, come on, man. You really did that. I didn't read that. I think... Actually, I know. There's a bunch of things that stop from getting my goals, and the main thing is sleep problems are really, really bad. That's really bad. Some like anxiety shit and other things are kind of annoying, but that never stopped me. But Yeah, the obvious is really fucking annoying. I'm keeping it about. That's just annoying. It never stops I'm doing anything. It just made me upset. Made me learn a lot. I've adulted a lot ever since things started, which is a good thing at the same time. I always believe that certain lessons come at a price, and you pay with its money or time to learn something. You want to learn it with it costing not a lot, and it sucks when it does cost a lot. But if you think about it, most of my like getting scammed, right? Most of my lessons around being scammed were all already learned from when I was really young. I played Diablo 2. I played WoW. I learned a lot about it, right? So like, these are lessons that at the time were very costly, but in the general sense of the word, not very costly, and made me act differently. And then I got to learn it. But my current situation, it made me learn about a lot of things. And I never want to associate poorly, like a lesson and being overly defensive. Because what you don't want to become, you don't want to get like, let's say I don't know, somebody wrongs you. You don't want to see everybody like that, because then it sucks. Then it's like, well, you didn't learn anything. You're just being an asset at that point. Because now you're putting everybody in the same box, and now you're ruining possible good things in your life because you're over analyzing it. So I think I've been doing a pretty good job at separating both, but still looking up from it. And I felt for a long time I hadn't like, I wasn't even on my own side. I feel like a lot of times like I wasn't on my own side because I just, sometimes you don't believe that people can change that much, and it's like, I don't know. I got carried away, you know. That sucks. But in terms of actual goals and shit like that, not a lot of things. I think sleeping problems are really bad because then you have less energy, and energy is everything, and that really was sucked. But other than that, not much. I'm kind of chilling, to be honest. There isn't that much that I missed out on. One thing I really want to do is do like shows, stuff like that. And you know what? I actually realized that I'm just bad at it. I'm just bad. And you know what? That's fine. You don't have to be good at everything. I'm just dog shit. You know? And once you learn that, like, it grounds you. Like, I wanted to try it. And it sucks that the stream is bigger now. Because it's like everything has to be successful these days. Right? But it's like, it sucks. Because like, I had to try it. And one of the things, some of my goals were all around that. So being able to try it, I was able to say, okay, we suck at this. Boom, we're done. That's fine. Right? So most of my goals aren't achieved because I have obstacles or problems. They're just different goals. I just changed goal line because I felt like just streaming every day and doing this thing. It's cool now, but I want to try other stuff that are kind of related, right? See if I was good at it, to try to have fun with other things. But I'm just bad at it, so that's easy. It's not that I didn't give up. I just said like, we just don't have the massive ability to do that. I could learn it. I could become better at it, but it's very time consuming, and I don't think the result will be that natural. I want it to be natural. And the learning curve can be entertaining, but I don't think it would have been entertaining enough. I think it would have been pretty bad, to be honest. I think at that point it's not worth it. Okay, that's out of the way. Yeah, I think that was actually a really good question to answer. I'll go really fast. I enjoy moving because I've given up entirely. I'm not kidding. It took me years to believe this. I've completely given up on settling down. I give up. You know what earlier I said I don't like certain things taking away from the main thing and blah blah blah. Nah, that shit. I fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't apply here. I get a free pass. I get a card. I check it in. I don't care. I use all my experiences, and the conclusion is I can't stay in one place, and I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. Okay, so yeah, I enjoy moving because I have to. Yeah. Maybe if I retire, maybe, I don't know. Probably not. What did Miss say to me that I changed my opinion about it? And I think something I often forget when looking outwards at people, I fail to look inwards simultaneously and understand that some things have a ridiculous and astronomical amount of details and small components that draw a picture, and sometimes the picture gets drawn for you and you forget that other components happen, and then I don't give the people the leeway that I'd like to be given to myself, and it makes things blurry. It makes things hard to understand, and it makes it so you lose track of what's actually real, and that sucks. That does make sense. I don't think I spoke in code. I think if you could write down what I said, I think it makes sense. I have absolutely zero positives, or I gain nothing from these friendships or these people. I learn nothing. Quite literally. I just did it because I wanted to, and I felt like things snowballed out of proportion. When it comes down to my involvement, and I just felt like it's not really what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to, in retrospect, I would have done it differently. And it's just kind of trash. Yeah. The people. True love exists, yeah. Just find the right people. Okay. This is something, again, that people are going to be very defensive about. And I'm gonna tell you how it is. I think the problem is that these days, this is not only with this community, I think it's the internet as a whole. People want to set fires everywhere and then blame everything else but themselves for the fire being there. And it's a very core component of the current social media meta. People want to post some really weird shit, and you know, like the big tweet guys that get a lot of likes on Twitter and they're on your For You page. All these guys will post the most degen shit, and when things blow up in their face, they'll take a step back and be like, "Yo, I just reposted something. Somebody posted that. I just retweeted. I don't even know what the fuck that even is. And that's kind of where we're at. So I think we're in this internet meta of like, and I'm the same way too. I don't mind the whole everything burning down, because it's like, I think most things should be burned down, to be honest. But when it's our shit, it's always different. I mean, dude, everybody wants all the buildings to burn up until it's their building. Then they care, and it's, guys, what the fuck is this, guys? Oh yeah, a riot, guys, burn down the fucking buildings. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm Chad as fuck, man. I'm chatted the fuck out. Burn that shit, bruh. Wait, my house? What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is this shit? What is wrong with you, bruh? That's kind of how we are right now, and I think in this state of society. But, yeah, that's my thought about that. So, how does that correlate to the community? that correlates as in people have been doing like really weird shit, in my opinion, over the years, and then it's gotten like worse. What is this fucking game? It's gotten worse to the point where like people try to like people try to find like the most mundane thing I've done to justify like the stupidest shit. Which is, in my opinion, it was just really odd. It's like people generally want to be parasocial. They want to be. And it's like, at times, I did things that like generally fosters that behavior. And then I stopped. And then afterwards, it's like, well, we acted parasocial because he did that like a year ago, dude. So like, we want to go hard. And it's like, bro, but he did like 2 years ago, so we're gonna go way harder. And then, oh, dude, like, I only posted this guy's address because like he like said, yo guys, this like years ago. And it's like people like justify more and more, and then they do the dumbest shit. And back in the days, we used to have a community more towards like the style of fucking like forcing, where it's like actual good banter, good jokes, like just like the goofiness of existing, just being goofy and like, oh dude, this guy's a fucking hunchback, dude, like posture lol w. And these days it's not like posture lol w, it's like yo dude, disgusting ass piece of dog shit fucking posture looking like piece of trash fucker ugly piece of dog shit. It's like, okay, like I think we've went from like actual funny creative banter / memes creation to actual degenerate insult based behavior, which really is like, people think it's like a more, but it's a less. You lose out on like a lot of cool shit because that brings stuff like, oh dude, I'm gonna slam in this game and I'm gonna call him a mophead and it's gonna be really funny. And then people think, oh wow, this guy made everybody laugh. What I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna log in and I'm just gonna call him the N-word. Right guys? Right? That's so funny, dude. And it's like people try to ramp up like their impact without the finesse and without the good intention and without the actual thought behind it. And what that causes is that everybody jumps on that bandwagon and then we have less good things. And that's just kind of how it's been recently. Literally. And you can blame me all you want. And then people said, oh yeah dude, well we started using lil bro and insulting it because it's hit. And like I said earlier, the justification, people were like, dude, he collabed with Kai like 2 times for a total of 1 hour a month for like, that's like 2 hours, bro. Like we're like them now, dude. Like we don't give a fuck. Like it's like people just justify the behavior through a bunch of hoops, and that was one of them. Is like I've always thought there's a massive amount of value in life when it comes down to clash. So what I think clash is when you put somebody in the wrong box on purpose. Like you put, let's say, okay, here's a good example. When they put like rappers in like an esports tournament, like when they had like Lil Yachty playing a Rainbow Six, right? I think it's degen. And I think that's what grounds people down, because it's funny. Because you put somebody in the wrong spot and you see how they act, and it makes good funny results. And I think that's funny as shit. I think that's pure comedy. Okay, that's funny. And when I saw like the Kai Aiden guys, I relate to nothing of these guys. Literally nothing. Like maybe a couple things here and there, whatever. And I thought, these guys, I don't know what the fuck they're about. I'm gonna jump into whatever they're doing. So a bunch of times, like, and it's like, even so many guys don't remember this. We played Friday 13th, right? And then I jumped in there, and it was a disaster. it was the most degen content of all time, right? Because we had nothing in common. And it was funny. And I always thought this is like one of the best content is when you put people that don't belong in the same box, and it becomes a degen fest. And the nature of why I did those things was that I just wanted to have fun. And then, of course, like I said earlier about the other topic, which kind of goes in the same box, like, dude, he's playing with these guys because they have views. He's playing with these guys because they're trending. Playing with these guys because and people made all these narratives of why I did it, right? And then they justified a bunch of hate and a bunch of like weird behavior change because I did it. When it's like, I just want to have fun with people. I just want to make content. Like, it's a raw positive for everybody. And people forget that back in the days when I did that, these guys didn't have viewers. Literally, they just didn't. Like, Kai had like 4K I think at the time or something. These guys were just all quote unquote nobodies. Literally. And people forget that because it was about making content. It wasn't about getting views or getting traction or some nefarious fucking ending you wanted me to have and you wanted me to pay me as a bat. Like, I just did it for fun. And now that they have views, now everything changes. Well, you did that because guys, 4 equals nobody. Guys, I'm upscaling numbers for it to make sense to you. If you're, let's say, 40K, 50K, 60K Andy, whatever, right? And I hate viewer count Andes, but this is people that brought this discussion up on me. If you're talking about leeching of other people, if you have 60K, 4K is a nobody. You're not gonna gain much out of that. Like, if your goal initially was to get views and go crazy, you're not gonna DM a 4K Andy at 60 to fucking ball out. So if you make the argument that I did it to ball out, your argument doesn't make sense. So what I'm trying to tell you is that doing these things wasn't made to ball out. It was made to have fun. I mean, people forget. Among Us, we played with people that had 4 viewers. Dude, at the time when things were blown up, I had like 80K viewers. 70, bro, I played with people that had less than 10 viewers. That's it. Because what? Because I want to have fun, I want to make content. That was the root nature of the behavior. So it sucks when people paint that as something else that it's not. Because I don't think I've ever collabed with somebody because they had views. If anything, in past recent times, I've quite literally declined multiple big celebrity show-ups because I thought there was no content there. There's no value. I thought me and them, it's not that we don't line up, is that it just feels like it's gonna be bad. Awkward is good because it's content, but just some things just aren't meant to be. I'm not gonna tell you who because I don't want to make people feel bad and make them feel lesser. But there's been a big amount of yeah, there's been a bunch, dude. It's people know. I'm not gonna. People are sending names in chat, and that's it. And that's just it. I truly believe in making good things. I think I can have a better stream with a 0 viewer Andy doing dumb shit that I think is actual good content than having fucking Beyonce on stream and having bad content. Because then all I'm doing is that I'm just getting raw numbers from people who don't care. Because I'm doing something that has no value. I want to do something that has value and provides value for people regardless. That's the goal. Anyway, moving on. So I think the community changed in that way, which kind of sucks. Is like we get to do less things. People forget when people act dog shit and have some beers, we can do less. The same way, IRL gets dangerous, and we can do less because of it. Like, I told you this last time. The IRL with Kai was one of the most stressful days of my life, and it's because I know what things are like, and I had to be on my fucking A game the whole time. In my head, I I was having fun. I had to look at I wanted to show that I was having fun because I was having fun. But at the same time, my brain was in overdrive. Like I was thinking about like camera angle, don't do this, don't do that. I was trying to save everybody because these guys don't do IRL very often, and they don't know what can happen. And it was I didn't talk about everything that happened that day, but there was a few components that like I had to fucking micromanage. And it was my brain was fucking on fire. Like my brain was going. It was crazy. Oh, more thunder outside. It's not my job. Well, it was my job by default. I mean, what the fuck? Me and Moxie are still chill. I love Moxie. Just Moxie never really wanted to appear on camera. You know what? I'm gonna start this topic. I'm gonna approach it really fast because nobody will care about this. This is a very complicated thing. So, the sweet spot in life is when you find people that all your goals align together and everything works in tandem without even talking about it. Because you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything. You just exist, and the people that you're with or whatever, you just know. You just know. And with Moxie, that's how it was. It was me and him against the world at the time. Especially with doing like variety. People forget about this. Variety was fucking bro. People don't. Me and Moxie played the dumbest game when we're completely out of energy, like, and we just wanted to entertain. And we want to build something. We want to build stuff. So we play Overwatch to continue like building a community or whatever, because that's what people cared about at the time. But also we want to do stuff that people will care about past Overwatch, which is variety. And then we're playing the dumbest fucking games, and we had no energy doing it. And sometimes it was fucking miserable, but it didn't matter because it was me and him. You know, it didn't matter if it was shit because we had a good time because it was me and him. And we could joke about how bad the game was after stream and fucking say dumb shit and be like, yo, dude, that was fucking cancer. And then I remember sometime it was like, bro, that puzzle was so fucking boring. Bro, the shit was dying. I Googled the answer, bro. Like, dude, that's how bad it was. Okay. And then, that's just kind of how it was. So, there came a point, or like sometimes I wanted to do other stuff, and I wanted to do stuff that Mox didn't find fun or whatever. But that happens in life. That's just what happens. And you want to play League, you want to do whatever, and I didn't want to do that. And I didn't have to talk about it. For me and him, it wasn't a business. Like, it never was. I didn't have to fucking say, yo, dude, like, you gotta sit down and do this. Like, we just did things less and less together because it just didn't line up. At one point, we just almost did nothing together. And that's fine. He wanted to have his own stream, his own thing, and I was totally okay with that. I would never go against that. And he knows that I would never go against that. That's just how it was. And it just kind of ended like that. But I always loved Moxie, and then his dedication to the stream was unmatched. It's something that you see. Fuck, man, that's a whole different ball game. But it's something that I think on the. I don't want to sound too cliche about this. I don't want to sound like I'm reading too far into it. I genuinely believe this. This is something very, very, very important. This is something that you find rarely on the internet as a whole. Not only on Twitch or whatever, or for streams. This is the type of collab / person that you find almost nowhere when it comes to everything. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, gaming, because it comes from wanting to do things and have fun, right? Without ulterior motive. And when I wanted to like make your own stream or what, like, of course I would always want my friend, if you want to have a stream, to have his own stream, you know? Have his own source of revenue, right? But at the same time, if we can consolidate in one spot and do things for the sake of doing them, right? Then it's like, it's perfect. Because you don't have to explain anything, you know, and things don't get weird. And like, when you look back at it, McConnell and Asmongold, Greg and Tyler, right? You look at these duos of people, me and Moxie, you look at these duos of people, and you realize that like, how often do you see that happen anywhere? Rarely, never, because people will either leave because they want to do their own thing, they want to do their own business, they want to open up their own channel, and a lot of people are purely result-based and leech-based, and they leave. And it's why I never understood why people said that Greek is a leech. Greek made his brand on being a leech because it was funny, right? He made that joke, he kind of played along, right? But people forget that Greek was on Tyler's stream for years, making content for free, for nothing, but just making people laugh. He didn't want anything. He ended up getting things out of it. Maybe it was a big long con, but I think that the investment of time before everything happened definitely justifies him getting that, because at that point he deserves it, you know. And whether it's a long con or not, what people gain and what the streamer gained from that is so much that it doesn't matter what happens at that point, because he's already passed that line. And in my opinion, we get past that line. And I'm telling you, this is something. This is not an opinion. This is a fact that I'm telling you. On the entire internet, duo wingman like combo like that, it's incredibly rare you're gonna see that people will stick together and go past that line of being mutually beneficial. Most people will do their own thing way before, and they'll quit, and they'll whenever they see them like security or like money, they will get the fuck out, they will run with the bag, and they will never be appear again, right? But for Greek, for Moxie, and then for McConnell, it was all about providing value for people that watched. They want to make people laugh, they want to make good jokes, they want to make good memes, and they want to create a moment that people will remember for the times to come, and to leave a small token in history, you know. And I think that for me, Moxie, that's how it was, and then me and Moxie had other goals, and we just didn't play together anymore. That's it. But still, I think that sometimes, like, a lot of my projects and one things I want to do them on camera, and Moxie doesn't want to be on camera. And I never forced him out. I never said, yo, Moxie, get on camera right now, whatever. I've always given him the opportunity. I said, if you want to do this, we can do this. And I think over the years, I probably told him like 30 times. Projects, I said, yo, dude, I've always tried to include him and be like, yo, dude, if we do this, you can do this. If we do this, you can do that. If we do this, you can do that. And then I don't blame him. I don't blame him for not doing it. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. Because the last thing I want is him to feel forced to do it. And then he appears and he feels like he's on the clock, or like he's being paid. He's like, feels like you're doing a real job. And the closer you get to feeling it like a real job, the farther you are from making content that matters to people. And people fail to realize this. That's why Among Us sucks so much, is that everybody got so businessy that people made so much content that nobody gives a fuck about. You can make streams that have 100k viewers that not a single soul will remember. Or you make a stream that has 10k viewers that will matter to every person watching it. And I know a stream like that when I fucking see one. And I always go for that. And nobody can tell me anything else. That's my philosophy. That's just kinda how I see it, yeah. It's just high density value for people, that's all. Yeah, so I always felt like really cringy, like when people like try to make things like, oh dude, like Bri replacing Moxie, like Jesse replacing this guy. Like, dude, stop that. It's not like that, dude. It's like, I just want to hang out, and if people want to make content, we make content. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad, and we just move on. Like, it's just like, I don't want to have this weird like fucking like competition. We're just trying to have fun out here, man. Cars? Yeah, I don't have to think about it. If we're supposed to do stuff on stream, no, I can do the opposite. No joke though. I wish people understood this. I'm trying not to sound like I'm some sort of like fucking master manipulator of chat. Listen, it's quite the opposite. Sometimes like I have to force myself to not do stuff on stream because there are things that I really want to do, but I know I can't do, and that feels like trash. Because sometimes I know like parasocial farming / drama / this will get weird, this will get legal, this will get. There's so many things that I think are. My content brain is like fucking is busting through my skull, okay? And I sometimes realize that content brain is not fantastic. Like, just kinda how it is. Give examples. Oh, I mean, I've always loved dating content. I think I'm generally decent at it. I think it's fun as shit. I think people love watching it. And I think I could have done a lot with it, but at the same time, it makes it so I love doing long hours. I like doing 10-hour streams. I like doing 20-hour streams. And the reality is that the chat experience gets really shitty when you do stuff that makes parasocial. So if I do some skits and some things around like e-dating, it's really funny. After that, for an hour, it's fun, 2 hours. After that, I play a game for 8 hours, and the chat is just sucking on my balls about a billion shit that just annoys me. And it makes everything so tainted. It's why everybody that does dating content don't do long streams. It's why Austin's show doesn't do a lot of shows. It's why he doesn't. His community got turned to dog shit, and it's unbearable, and it's boring, it's predictable, it's cringe. Just look at this chat. Y'all motherfuckers posted about the contestant of that 1 hour show. Like, you guys still post about them right now. Like, I still see some of you dumb fucks asking questions about these people that I interacted with like 5 sentences 4 months ago. Like, it's just cringe. It's unbearable. But at the same time, I love that content. But I know I can't do it. So when you say like, do you feel forced to do things on stream? It's the opposite. I always have a passion to do stuff, but I have to force myself not to do things instead. And that sucks. You feel? Oh, you a small streamer? Someone wants to get into streaming in the current year. Don't do it. You shouldn't want to get into streaming. You should do it because of what you get out of it, which should be fun and enjoyment. If the stream takes off, it does. Should I force it? It will never work. It'll never work. I'm telling you, dude. Just don't even bother. People will see through that shit like fucking blood. Okay? Because there's one thing people can sniff out, it's being not genuine, okay? And when you're doing things for profit and for fakeness, people will see through it. And that makes it, you won't be able to make it like a main thing for you. Unless you focus on like super one-sided entertainment. So like shows and whatnot, which aren't very interactive. Everything you impact on viewers is positive and negative. I'm blindly and deliberately stupid when it comes to my impact on people. I don't want to navigate the world and content based on how it impacts people because I genuinely do not care. from the bottom of my heart, okay, if my stream made you unhappy or whatever, it does I give zero fucks because this is my outlet. I do this because I want to. How is that privileged? You're a fucking idiot. You're privileged. Imagine thinking that I'm gonna make things for you to feel good. I don't give a shit. This has always been an outlet for me. It's how I process. I like to stream and talk and release energy to the world. And if that energy sticks with you, it sticks. And on days that it doesn't. I'm not gonna fake some weird energy and level out my anger and my happiness and my whatever just to give you the right energy so that it fits the most people. And then, oh my god, that's like you get crazy doing that shit. You get nuts. Look at all the streamers that do that shit. These people are miserable. Watch their stream. They never raise their voice. They never have action energy because the energy is all twisted and turned down, and it's all like processed and repackaged, and they don't know who they are anymore because they're everybody else but themselves. To people that tuned in to watch them, everybody clicks to watch them, and they become everybody else. And people are like, oh, but dude, I watch to see myself in this person. I don't care to give you that. It's not what I set out to do.